Hey everybody, we are checking out Discrete Action. This is a game I don't know anything about, I've not played before. We're going to give it a playtest and see if we can give some useful feedback. I've got the game page open here. It simply lists controls. It says arrows is move, X and C are actions, R is to restart, Q is to quit, and M is to stop or play music. So that's all we got. It looks to be some kind of abstract sort of game, puzzle game of sorts, I guess. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. Let's get rid of that. This does appear to be, I guess, running in the Flash player. Not sure if that's a fake Flash player or not. But in any case, this is a windowed game, and it doesn't appear to be any way to make it full screen or anything, so it's probably going to look a little slightly blurry in the capture as it's being blown up to 1080p, but should be not too bad. I've not seen anything past the screen here. Go ahead and minimize some other windows on my computer so that it's less distracting, hopefully. And let's go ahead and click on some things. So we got what looks like, I'm guessing these are levels or something. I guess I can't click on these ones, but this one highlights, so I can probably click on that one. We got an editor, a help, and a credits, and a longloaf.com, longloaf being the developer apparently. Let's click on help. Okay, we got the controls right in here, that's good. Oh, we've also got some sound down, sound up controls, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and click on number 1. Alright. This has a little X, press N to start next level. It's kind of confusing. I would assume, ooh. Alright, that's a little bit loud, maybe, alright, that's kind of groovy. I'm gonna go ahead and slap the volume down there. Alright, that's kind of cute, the little volume thing up here. I like that a lot. It's very kind of almost retro, but it's also really nice. So hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. I think it's... Let's stick with that. It should be pretty low for you guys, but yeah, so I don't know what this is. Oh, I was gonna say, I would assume next level would refer to the level after this, so I don't know if I don't know if that means skip this level or what that means, but let's go ahead and try the arrow keys. Okay, it looks like, oh, the little triangle disappeared. WASD is not supported. We got X and C are supposed to do something. There's an X here, so maybe I need to press X when I get there or something. So it does look like almost grid-based movement. Oh, okay, I think I get it. So it's a little weird. So it seems to be grid-based, but there's little gaps in between the grid spaces where the walls exist. So it kind of looks a little odd, but it's not like a problem or anything. The movement's a little slow, it seems. You know, kind of feels like it could go a little faster, maybe. I don't yet know what the buttons are for. And actually, this maze isn't really challenging. So I guess we go here and then press X. Okay. So I don't know what the triangle at the start is. It's a red one. I don't know why that disappears, and then this one's yellow now, so I guess that's gonna... Alright, that was kind of predictable, so it kind of teleports me, and then I guess I can... Maybe I need to... Oh! This brings me down there. Alright, so this is a dead end. That makes sense. So we don't know where this one's gonna bring me. It's gonna bring me here. So this is the only way forward currently. And then we just press X and that's the end. Okay. Alright. That, I guess that opened this? Okay, I can't undo it. Oh. Okay. Alright, so apparently if we touch the blue bars, we die. Which is a strange choice. Okay, so... Music is actually becoming a bit distracting for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that off for now. Alright, so this is a bit of a strange choice because I mean, as of yet, for what I've seen of the game, I don't see a reason for this to like actually make you have to restart versus just you know, just not letting you pass. I don't really see the reasoning for that. It's not presented as like an action game, and there's not really anything you know, skill-based going on here. It's just like, don't press the button in that direction kind of thing. So I don't know if there's going to be any other things added that move around or something that make you have to do more timing stuff or something, but I can't really see this being anything other than annoying if you just like accidentally do that. So it doesn't really seem like that's a worthwhile addition as of yet now. I was thinking the first time I switched that, it would be nice if I could switch it back on again, so I could kind of... being able to kind of fiddle with something like that. It's kind of a good way to kind of learn about that kind of thing. But in this case, doesn't seem strictly necessary, so I guess we got to get to all of these to toggle them. I'm just going to go through one at a time, it seems. And where's this one going to bring me? Over here. Alright, and then that's going to bring me there, so this is the last one. Sensible enough. Alright, we do have moving things. Doesn't present as particularly difficult so far. Alright, so you do get stuck in place for a moment when you toggle this, and I wonder if that's entirely necessary. In this kind of situation where there's things that you need to avoid, I'm assuming if I touch those I'm going to have to restart, you know? It just kind of seems intuitive, but yeah, where there's this kind of pressure being applied, you kind of want to move quickly, so just like having to wait for this to finish toggling before you can move again seems a little annoying, so I think it'd be worth changing to just make it so that you can move pretty much instantly after that you hit that toggle there. Okay, so he's gonna go to this. Presumably we're always gonna want to toggle these off. Oh, that one's... Oh, so this guy can turn it back. Okay. That's very interesting. But he can only turn it on, he can't turn it off, whereas I can only turn it off. Let's look at the rest of the map here. I don't think I can do that one. So I think, I don't know, can you see my mouse in the capture here? You can, okay, so I think this whole section is just kind of a troll or something. Like this just kind of teaches you, maybe. I guess that's a better way of putting it, rather than calling it a troll, but I don't think you can actually move up in here, so it seems like here I can probably get through, and then we go from there. We'll probably approach it from this side. Could be potentially confusing for someone if they think that they're supposed to be able to like actually do something with this part, but you know, who knows. Alright, these appear to be symmetrical, so I should be able to... Oops. Alright, so here I ran into a little bit of a problem. Again, I'm trying to play this kind of quickly. Oh! That could be a problem too. Alright. Well, first of all, so I'm trying to play this kind of quickly again, and what I was talking about where you get kind of stuck for a moment, waiting for this to finish toggling before you can move. So in this case, what I did is I went down here and I pushed the button, and I tried to press up and then this way. But because this wasn't finished yet, it ignored the up input and just went this way, so it kind of, you know, put me in an even worse situation where I like lost even more time because of the timing being awkward by being rooted by this. So the other thing that you can see clearly is that these became desynchronized when they were synchronized before. Now that might not like actually stop me from completing this, and I can do this and this should like fix it, but I do wonder if that could potentially be a problem in certain cases. Alright. So I guess I can only do this one. So it looks like there's going to be a series of 3 that I'm going to have to do here real quick. Probably have... Oh gosh, it got started a little earlier there. So I got, I think there's some buffering on the, going around the corners, but for whatever reason, for a moment there, I overshot it a little bit. I didn't press down early enough. And that's the kind of thing that can happen with grid-based movement, where you can only exist on the grid spaces and not like at a position in between. It can be easy to overshoot accidentally. It's like you press it just slightly too late. I think it's like right when you get past the halfway mark. I think at that point, even if you're just like 0.0001 game units past the halfway point and then you press down or something like that, or past some point, I don't know what point it might be exactly in this implementation, but you can overshoot it and then see at that, you can hear me hitting the down key just slightly too late, and then you don't go down at all, and then that's quite annoying. I'm just pointing that out. There can be things you could do about that without, I mean, if you want to stick with the movement that's strictly tied to the grid, you could have it kind of, even if this was like over here a little bit, have it kind of slide back and then go down, if it kind of detects that you're trying to go down like that, and then that could help with missing those kinds of inputs. The other thing, of course, is if you press it too early, and I think it feels like that's already accounted for. Yeah, that feels fine, so I think that's not a problem. Let's go ahead and actually complete this level. It should be simple enough. I think I'm starting it at the correct time now. Oh, tried to play a little too fast there. I didn't quite hit that, but looks like we are done. I do wonder if it's necessary to like press the button when you get to the final thing instead of just like touching it to move on. It's a really like small detail, but it just kind of seems unnecessary to do that. We've got X1, X2, and then C. Why? What? Why did I do that? Okay, X. Okay, I can do that arbitrarily. Okay, so that's not entirely clear. I mean, I figured it out right away, but I could imagine someone being confused by this. Because it kind of tells you exactly where to do it. It doesn't... This, as kind of a learning, a tutorial element, I suppose, doesn't really teach me the fact that doing this is arbitrary as far as where I can place this and make use of it. So I wonder if there's a better way you can make that clearer. Where's this guy end up going? Okay, so that's... Oh, okay. Alright, so again with the timing, when you use this for whatever reason, it makes you stay in place for a moment or two while it's happening, instead of just letting you do it and then move immediately after you do it. You stay rooted in place. So this seems really unnecessary. Again, I would suggest allowing the player to keep moving immediately after placing this, because as you could see in that case, it ended up having me die for what I would consider not a very good reason. So alright, so you do have to do this. I wonder if it might be worth, maybe there's not much visual indication that you have this active, except for the fact that the diamond here kind of turns a shade of gray. It's like a very small visual effect, but like once you're not there, like I tried to do that again, but I forgot that I didn't have this active. So I wonder if you might like make some kind of a color change on the block for the player itself. Maybe even put like the little blue diamond in the middle of the player, something like that, so that it's just more obvious that you have that currently. Okay, so we got another one of these. Okay, so we can use this. Presumably we're supposed to use it like so. Okay, now we have two of these, but oh, we can use both. Okay, so they do stack. But again, there's not really any indication, very clear in my opinion, that you like have these active. So it looks like, okay, so I have to use one to like teleport to the other switch and then teleport to here, I think is the idea. Let's put this over here. It's slightly more optimal. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. That didn't make any sense. I was thinking this is closer. This side is closer to here, but I'm going to use the teleport, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so we just activate this and then press the C key. Activate the other one. Wait. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, that's okay. I had to wrap my brain around the buttons here. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, okay. See, that's annoying. The fact that you have to restart like that, like after already doing everything else. It's just kind of a time waste. Like, I already know how to do all this stuff. It's just spending the time doing it again. It's not really interesting. I can tell that, like, with this kind of thing right here, like, if I get past this one, and then they close, I could, you know, theoretically get trapped here. So for that reason alone, I can understand why you would, you know, just make the player restart. But I think there's a more elegant way to address that problem than, you know, to put the player through this kind of thing. Obviously, it would be, you know, probably more complicated for you for the implementation. Maybe, I don't know, just have some way to detect that kind of issue and like, I mean, you could teleport the player out, but it would be a little complicated potentially unless you had some kind of way of detecting, you know, an unsolvable state or, you know, caught between two of these somewhere, something like that. The other thing is that, I mean, better than nothing. In this case, it wouldn't have mattered, but you could make it so that these don't kill you, but you still had to, like, you could still get trapped by them, and then maybe you can manually restart, you know, with the R key or something. I think that would be better than what you have, but again, that wouldn't be ideal, because, like, in this case, I would have had to restart and do all this annoying stuff. So I would recommend the more ideal route for the end user, even if it's more work for you. But if you really hated to do that kind of thing, I forgot the buttons here. That's a little weird. If you really hated to do that kind of thing, then if nothing else, I think just manually restarting instead of just dying from touching the walls would still be an improvement. Alright, X key, and then run, and then press C. I have to really kind of think about what I'm doing. Wouldn't consider it intuitive, at least to start with. So I have to think about which button I need to press at which time. And see here, it's like, I don't know, it's a little strange because the X key works for different things. It's not just one thing. X key works for all sorts of different things, but then for this one particular action, you have a completely different button. So for some reason, that fact just makes it kind of weird for me to wrap my brain around. Like, okay, I have to go down here, and then I have to press one of the buttons, then I have to press the other button to do the teleport. Like, I really have to think about it a lot, even though it seems so simple, like in concept. Kind of strange. Let's It's one of those things, maybe if I was using a gamepad it would be slightly more comfortable for me to do, because I think the same concept would apply, but just the fact that I'm more used to using gamepad buttons, whereas like with keyboard controls there's so many keys, it's like super arbitrary, and like every game could use different keys and stuff, but with a gamepad it's always like the same, like the face buttons, there's only 4 of them and they don't change for the different games you play, so there's something about that that makes those kinds of things slightly more simple. But nonetheless, did I do this wrong? I did it wrong. See, the order matters here. I wasn't thinking about that before I did this. Alright, so I have to do this to reset it. So I have to place this one first? I don't remember what the order is. So I'm not actually sure like what's gonna happen. Alright, so it goes to the last one you placed first. Which means I have to place this one first, and I can do this. Oh, I pressed. Oh gosh. Okay. Again, the gaps in the timing when you have to wait. Every time you do an action in this game, you have to wait until it finishes, and so like with timing-based puzzles, it's just not a good fit. You want to do them as quickly as possible, and the game doesn't allow you to. So it could definitely be improved, I believe, by working that sort of thing out. I don't know if I just want to grab all of these, I guess. And this looks pretty linear, I suppose. I have 4 of them. I want to place this one first. And then the order shouldn't matter after this, I don't believe. Alright, gotta remember the buttons here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know that I necessarily paid enough attention to the position of the squares when I started this sequence there. Oops, I gotta go back here. But again, like I wanna punch the keys in really fast, but especially when there's just a sequence of these, like one right after the other, the timing is really awkward, having to wait until you can punch in the next action. It's very awkward. And again, don't really appreciate how slow the movement is necessarily. It definitely seems like it could be faster, because I'm just kind of waiting while I'm going down these little hallways. I'm just waiting for the square to get there. Okay. Let's see if I can do it correctly this time. Okay. We done did it. So presumably I'm gonna have to put this one here, and then we got... Oh, there's a different sort of thing here. I don't know what that is. So we gotta figure out what this switch does. And fact, maybe... Wait, no. Maybe the teleporter I placed is not where that needs to go. I don't know yet. Oh, yeah, see, I have to get past this guy. And I need the teleporter. Okay. I was probably a little ambitious on how close that is to the guy, but it should be okay. I don't know what that... Oh. Okay, so I guess touching that makes things go faster. It's sort of like a trigger, like you triggered the alarm or something. Interesting. So I'm curious as to why this is highlighted as press the X on this. I mean, obviously it's necessary, but like, I don't know, I guess the designer doesn't want the player to forget what that does, that's a thing that needs to be used. Alright, so it just looks like we're just going backwards, doing the same thing. Oh my gosh. It looked really dumb. But yeah, I guess we just have to not go in as far. It's just kind of not really the kind of thing I was thinking about while doing that. But so before we touch the X, we actually have a faster move speed than the squares. Then afterwards, they actually move faster than I do. So that definitely complicates this kind of thing where you have to like try and go in far enough so that you have time to get away once you teleport, but you also have to not go in as far as possible so that you have time to get back out this way, or to, you know, get away at least enough, and then you can teleport, I guess. But it's kind of an awkward concept. Can put that there. That's kind of the halfway point. So we'll trigger that. Go ahead and grab this. So taking into account what we've learned, it's not too hard. Oof. Alright. Okay. Looking a little more complicated. I don't know what this purple thing is. Oh. He's just gonna... Oh, he turns off the alarm, I guess. I'm just calling it an alarm. But, oh, he also turns that off. Like after this is turned off. Interesting that it's only afterwards. Oh, why did I think that was gonna work? Okay. It is a bit annoying to have to like wait for that to go all the way back though. But I guess it makes sense. Alright. Oh, okay, so he's going to... Why did he go the other way? Wait, what? That's interesting. So I'm supposed to run and hit that switch, apparently. Okay. And then... I'm good, I guess. Oh, heck. Oh, they're gonna go faster when I trigger this. I have to wait for it to go all the way back. It seems like we got the timing good enough. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Okay, so apparently the blue ones will turn this off also. But that's the first time that's been the case. So that's kind of weird. So yeah, previously only the purple ones have gone to do that. Whereas the blue ones have always just continued on whatever path they were set to. But this time he went to turn that off, so it's very inconsistent. I'm not sure what the logic is behind that. I mean, one is purple, one is blue. I can understand that this is a moving one, and I guess you want it to do both. Like you want it to move like this and to turn that off, but that seems like a completely. It's almost like a third behavior, you know. So it definitely seems like an inconsistency either way. Just have to wait for that guy. Okay, so just gonna run like this. This part is kind of weird because the blue things speed up. Alright, we made it. Check the time here. I have to wrap this up in a few minutes. So I guess he goes, I think he goes to switch this off before he goes up here. So I can hide up there. I think that's the idea here. But when does he, I guess he starts going immediately? More or less. And then I'm gonna have to get this switch. For what reason? Okay, I think I got this permanently. There's another X, which I guess, oh my gosh. I guess the X down here is gonna trigger this purple guy, and then he's gonna go like all the way like this. This is really confusing. So like, I guess I can hide here, and then once the purple guy passes here, I can try and run and get. Wait, no, I don't need to do this. I just need to. Well, I need to get past this guy, blue guy. Which would suggest that I need to do this, but the only way to get through here is to go down here. So I don't understand how this works. Hey, okay, let's just see what happens. I don't know what the purple guy's gonna do to the blue guy. Is he gonna do anything? Oh, he's not even going to turn it off. It just goes faster. Why? That's so weird. Because previously the purple guys have only. Okay, so this one's. Well, he's not going to turn this off either. Neither is this guy turning that one off. So that's weird. Okay, so this makes the purple ones move when this is active, but they don't go to switch the things off. So it's very confusing because the behavior keeps changing. So I'm not really learning like what I need to know about these entities to make intelligent decisions about them, because they keep changing their behavior on me. So I'm not sure what the rules are, or at least they keep becoming more complex than I initially understood them to be. It's leading to a lot of unexpected situations here, so I'm not really sure still what I'm doing with this. I guess, okay. So that's another thing I didn't know before. Apparently having this active means that they don't switch these. And I really had no way of knowing that, apart from the fact that I didn't have like any other options to attempt at this point. Nevertheless, it's kind of confusing. Not intuitive, I would say. But we did figure it out, so let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, we got red ones now. Alright, looks like he's chasing me. Some of them move and some of them don't, but I assume all of them are going to chase me until I find out otherwise. Is he going to just keep going? Okay. I don't know how far they chase you for. Is it only when they can still see you, or... Oh, it is when they can still see you, I think. That's interesting. So they could potentially, like, if they're like right on you, they could potentially just keep chasing you until forever, more or less. I think they move the same speed you do, approximately. It looks like the same speed. Okay, we gotta switch. We gotta wait for him to be kind of out of line of sight, and then he does switch that back on. Oh, that was kind of close. I don't think I'm gonna make it. So I could get him to chase me, but I don't see what purpose that would serve. Oh, alright, so again I mistimed the input, so I went up instead of going in. Crap, I have to go do this all over again. I don't know, am I really gonna make it? Okay, so I can't actually make this in time. I have no idea what to do about that. As I mentioned before, I can make him chase me, but I don't see what purpose that could possibly serve. In fact, he, why would you do this? Oh gosh. Oh, okay, so I think I know now. Yeah. So I'm gonna guess that when he's chasing me, he can't trigger the switch. So I sort of figured that out from before. I mean, not in a super clear way, I would suggest, but the fact that like when you hit the X thing and the blocks were rushing around, they would stop switching things. So I can kind of assume that if this guy is kind of rushing after me, then he's not going to switch that. It's kind of a similar sort of thing. Still pretty, it's not very intuitive in my opinion, but not impossible to figure out. So I think this should work. Yeah. And I might not have figured that out if it wasn't for the fact that, wait, I stopped playing to start explaining. The fact that I kind of, the design of this kind of suggested that you're supposed to get him to chase you until this point, because that was kind of the point, it seemed, where I could get away from him. So once I kind of saw that, it kind of made me think about this a little more. But I could imagine people would, some people would potentially get stuck on this kind of thing. And that's definitely a thing you have to worry about. It's just, you know, those people who, even if they're a minority, who just can't get past, you know, a level, and they just can't play your game anymore because they don't figure it out. How about this? Oh, we have the teleport thing. X button. I wonder. No. I was thinking maybe you could just use one button for like placing this and then teleporting back to it, but then I remember that you had utilized multiples of these, and that wouldn't work for that case. Alright. Alright, I think we have time for maybe one more. I don't know what this is. Like gonna block? Nope, it does nothing. Well, not nothing, I just don't know what it does yet. So again, I can place these arbitrarily, but I don't know what it's accomplishing being placed here. Makes him chase it. So it's like a decoy of sorts. I wonder if he will prioritize chasing that over chasing me. That's what I need to find out. Nope. That's confusing. So how am I supposed to get past him if he only... Okay, I can kind of see. Alright. So this is kind of tricky, but I believe the idea is that once you run around this corner, he'll stop chasing you because it doesn't see you anymore. But I guess if you time it just right when he gets up here, and then if you place one of those over there, then he'll go and chase after that. Seems to rely on timing though. Like if you go around here too soon, I think he'll just go back down. Like I think I can make it fail if I just do it really fast like this. Oh no, it doesn't. He does go. Whoa, he chases me again. I was not expecting that. Okay, this isn't the way to get away from him. Alright, so yeah, I think it's a little weird how he always prioritizes me. Like, it's not really clear. He definitely wants to chase this, and he definitely wants to chase me, and the behavior is the same, whether it's that or that, except for the fact that he always prioritizes me, and there's not really any, like, a reason presented as to why he would prioritize me. So that's another element that seems maybe a little counterintuitive, but we can work with it. Let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll have to just wait. Oh, I missed that. I don't know where I'm going, but it doesn't matter anymore. Guess we're getting these. Oh, gotta wait between each action. Alright, so we have 2 switches and one little place to hide over here. Okay, so I have to make him... I think I can make him come up and chase one of these all the way over here. Although this guy's he's gonna see it and he's gonna chase it. So maybe if I put it right here or something, then I think... Huh. Like I could make him chase after that and then try and run down here, but the problem is like once I do that and like I have to run all the way back up here, and I think he's gonna already be like back by this point, and then he's just gonna kill me. So I don't really know. I do have 3 of them. So I could like make a series where maybe he'll like come up here or something. That might work. And then I guess I could try and do the same thing for the other one. Let's just try it real quick. I gotta wrap this up, unfortunately. But I guess, like, this. All right, run, run. All right, it works. All right, so interesting, kind of tricky. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a little on the challenging side. I was able to figure it out. I was confused about it at first, but might be worth, you know, testing it on different people, see if anyone gets stuck on this kind of thing. Not suggesting I'm like better at it than everyone else or something like that, but I'm always wary of that idea, and especially in puzzle games where is this how I did it before? I don't know if this is going to work the same. Perhaps not, but yeah, I'm always wary of the idea of people in puzzle games just getting hopelessly stuck because everyone's brain is a little different in how they address these kinds of puzzles. I don't know if this is going to work. Working. Oh crap, run. No. Please do not kill me. Oh my gosh, no. Okay. Alright, so presumably I have to make him go like all the way down here. So I should have put it here, and then here. And then I think this would have worked. Because I would have had to run back here, and he probably would have gone far enough to see that, and that should have worked. I'm sure that's the solution, but I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'm out of time. Oh, you can go to the next level. Okay, so N does skip. I think it would be clearer to just say press N to skip this level or something like that. But can I go back? How do you Alright, Q is to quit. Oh, we only got through this many, so there's plenty left. And an editor, which I haven't. Oh, I don't know. Clicking doesn't seem to work. I don't know what the buttons are here. But for all I know, this isn't finished. Maybe it is, but I think yeah, so hopefully we did enough of this to give some useful feedback. I think the big things for me were the you know, the timing issues with you know, having to wait after performing each action before you can move again. It's pretty annoying. I think the movement speed could be bumped up a little bit. Those are real easy things to fix. So it should be, you know, really easy to I think make the game feel a lot better with just those little simple little things like that. I mentioned not really liking the dying on touching the walls. You could at least make them just, you know, not able to be passed rather than actually forcing you to restart if you touch it accidentally, because you're only going to touch it if it's like a stupid accident. I don't think it's really worth punishing a player for that, so I would change that. And apart from that, you know, some of the stuff is not that intuitive necessarily, but it's not like I got stuck. I wasn't really stuck. You know, I was able to figure stuff out, so I can't claim that it's like it's illogical, but it definitely seemed like there is some of the behaviors of the blocks was a little complex in the rules governing them, so I definitely got surprised a few times because they started doing things that they had never done before, you know, that kind of thing. So that kind of thing is probably not always the best for like a puzzle game like this. You generally want the rules to be pretty straightforward for those things so that the player is always, you know, really aware of what's going to happen when they do such and such within the game. But nevertheless, yeah, it's pretty interesting. You can always appreciate these kind of puzzle games, but hopefully that was useful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one.